Let's get real.
Talk truth.
Talk true. And let it all out.
I'm Zach.
I'm Carlos.
We're speaking feelings
On Chances Are.
on Republicast.
Exclusively on FM1.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Chances are you'll have a good time, and chances are you need to start swinging.
Start swinging. Oh my goodness, that sounds violent. But why, Zach?
Well, let's see. Have any of you, have a lot of you been told that you were too nice before?
Too nice. I guess, yeah, a few times. But
Yeah.
elaborate. What do you mean by too nice?
Well, see, here's the thing about that. A lot of times nowadays, it seems like being too nice can be mistaken for a weakness.
Weakness.
Right. And you and I also know this. For starters, we've had our fair share of experiences.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not so much as you being too nice to nowadays people like to take advantage of that. If they have the opportunity, and as sad as it may sound, it's very common and it could stretch around so many different situations and scenarios.
Yeah, which is ridiculous because being kind, being selfless, that takes a lot of strength, my dude. It's not weak at all. But you're right. You're right. These people like to take that kind of idea and play it to their advantage. You know, take an inch. Oh, sorry. Give an inch. Take an inch. You know what I'm talking about. But give an inch, and they take a mile. It's so common nowadays. It's aggravating, but it happens, and that's that's all I'm gonna say about that.
True to what you're saying, Carlos. No, across different situations and scenarios, it could be relationships, it could be friendships,
Oh,
it could be
definitely.
work.
Oh yes, not here.
Not here.
Not here.
We still have our contracts.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Okay, we're
Yeah,
good.
We're good. We're
safe.
good. We're good.
But hey, yeah. Chances are you need to start swinging, which means, in essence, you need to start standing up for yourself.
Gotta start standing up for yourself. You gotta start calling these people out. You gotta start seeing your self-worth.
That's right, people. You know your own worth. You are a decent human being, and you deserve respect.
That's true.
Let's paint a picture over here. Now, you and I were in the freelance industry, you know, where we do a lot of things on the side. And I know for a fact that at some point in time, someone from your past, be it high school, college,
Oh.
they hit you up and they're like,
Oh.
you know, because you're a host. They hit you
Yeah.
up and you're like, hey, can you host this wedding or this event for me? You know, because we used to be buddies back in the day. And then you're like, okay, well, give me the specifics because it's your line of
Yeah.
work,
What's
right?
what's your budget?
What's your budget?
Mhm.
And they hit you with their budget, which is really low. And you reply with, okay, you reply politely. Okay, well, see, my usual is usually like this. I can probably adjust a little bit
Yeah.
because,
Work around
you know,
this amount. Yeah.
and then they get back to you with, wait, but why is it like that? I mean, I was talking to somebody else the other day, and their price is 1/10 of your talent fee.
And in that picture, you can see both sides of the problem. You see the person taking advantage and the other person who has been taken advantage of.
True. And if you're that person being taken advantage of, take this into consideration. It's not a win-win situation for anyone other than the person taking advantage of you. You know, you're selling out the entire industry that way. It's a lose-lose. Nobody wins in that situation except for the person who took your kindness for granted.
Never lowball.
That's true. That's true. And the thing is, it's so prevalent nowadays.
Oh yes.
It's just so sad. We actually encourage you to stand up for yourself because it's not the number of hours for that event that people are paying for. It's not just that particular project that people are paying for. It's all the years that you spent developing, like honing your skills to be able to do something which supports your livelihood or is your livelihood. And it's just, you know, you deserve so much more than someone to lowball you.
Yeah, and you thinking about this, thinking about this other person that supposedly charged 1/3 of yours. This is no disrespect on that person, because actually you need to feel for that person, because they've just been abused.
Yeah.
They've just been lowballed because of this concept. Whereas if you're just starting out, you can only earn this much. In this particular
Right.
industry, you can just earn this much because hey, you're new. You gotta pay your dues with time and money. You gotta do that. That's a totally ridiculous concept because regardless of where you are, you deserve the industry standard.
You deserve respect, is what you deserve.
If we're going to be completely critical about things, yeah, sure, maybe your skill set, maybe your performance isn't as good as whoever's in the top, but that does not mean you can be demeaned, you can be stepped on by potential clients. That's not how it works.
That's true.
How else are you going to be motivated to be as good as the person on the top?
Right,
Right?
right. And switching gears real quick, because that's one example, right? That's one
just
example.
That's just one.
That's in the professional world. That's your work,
It is.
right? But how about something a little bit more personal? And this is a bit of a touchy subject. Family.
Okay.
And the whole concept of family or pamilya in the Philippines is very, very, at times I would say overrated. Because
It's very traditional.
it's very traditional, but there are so many people within your said family who are willing to walk all over you given the opportunity because they're going to use that reasoning. Wait, but we're related. You should be able to do this for me because I'm your family. No, see, that's where you got to draw the line. You got to stand up for yourself. Sure, you guys are related. Sure, you may be bound by blood or whatever, but that doesn't mean you owe the other person your entire reputation. You don't owe a person you just to step down and have them trample all over you.
Yeah. Someone needs to rewrite the rules of the unwritten rule that is utang na loob.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. You said it perfectly.
That has to be rewritten because I'm not going to dismiss it. It is a thing. And I respect that, sure. But it shouldn't be held against you like a trump card.
Right.
It should be given freely. Like let's go back to earlier about kindness, right? The whole idea is you need to be selfless about these things. You should not expect anything in return. If someone somehow reciprocates that kindness, hey, that's cool. You come full circle. It's nice. But you do not expect these people to return it.
Right.
And you do not get upset if they don't.
Much in the same sense as for, a lot of parents out there. Yeah, sure, you brought someone into this world. But don't expect everything you wanted to return to you tenfold just because you put another human being on this earth. Well, let me put it out there real quick. You are not making a human being just so you can have all your goals and ambitions fulfilled,
Yeah.
the ones you didn't accomplish for yourself, and now you expect somebody else to do it for you because you thought, oh, you know what? Yeah, this is good for my family. This is good for my life. It's good for religion or whatever else, just to make a child. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this is a public service announcement brought to you in part by Chances Are. New parents out there, your kids, they're not your retirement plan.
Right.
All right? Support them in their goals, support them in their dreams. Maybe you don't really see eye to eye, but try to understand. And they will understand along with you. Honestly, okay, on the record, just gonna say, I'm very fortunate to have my parents because honestly, all they think about right now is their garden.
Actually, since we're in a pandemic, yeah, I can pretty much relate to that, sorta.
They're all about the plants right now and the K-dramas. So all of us were just simpatico. I'm not saying we didn't see eye to eye in the past, but we've overcome that. So yeah, let's shift gears again because it's kind of off topic.
Well, we understand. We understand though that especially if you're younger, yeah. But when you're already old enough and an
Oh, yeah.
adult and you
Yes.
have your own life
Yes.
going on, it won't hurt to be able to communicate that you know what, maybe I can't do this right now because I'm preoccupied, because I'm going through this. Your family should understand. And much in the same sense, your friends, your partner should also understand and take into consideration that you have things to do in your own
Yeah.
time. And not just because you're nice, like just because you're nice, that doesn't mean they can just command you to do whatever they want.
It's never wrong to say no.
That's true.
It's never
That's
wrong
true.
to say no.
Learn how to say no, but do so respectfully, because that will also gain respect from your peers, from people around you. Sure, it may be tougher in certain instances. Maybe you're like, but yeah, my girlfriend's not like that. My parents aren't like that. Nah, you just never tried hard enough.
Yeah, it's always important to well, let me phrase this properly, okay? It's always nice to follow up with a very brief explanation as to why you can't do it or why you don't want to do it.
Right.
Because honesty, well, it's refreshing. People appreciate that more than you think. Of course, there are some people who don't. Some people who take it personally. Oh, ayaw mo lang kasi ayaw mo sa akin eh. And then you overthink. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, that's the thing. Being able to refuse things that you can't do because you have your priorities, that's totally healthy to do. I recommend it. Don't be a yes man.
Don't be a yes man.
Don't do that.
People tend to confuse being nice with being a yes man, yes person. Just because you agree to everything that people ask you to do doesn't make you the nicest person in the world. Maybe there's a backstory to that. Maybe you feel like you owe people. Maybe you feel guilty you did something.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's just your upbringing. But that doesn't mean that you're the kindest person in the world because you keep on saying yes to people. Learn how to, value yourself.
Yeah, work stuff notwithstanding, of course. If you say no to work, well, that's a different story. But if you keep saying yes to each and everything people do, you might think initially, or you might just think completely, that, oh, this is good. I'm being selfless to others. I'm being kind. No, the fact of the matter is, no one respects you anymore because you're basically a doormat they can walk over.
That's true. Learn how to respect yourself.
Yeah.
Because only then will other people start to respect you.
That's true. Because the fact of the matter is, how many times have I said that?
It's become a theme, man.
Yeah, the truth is, people would really respect you if you had a bit more integrity, if you actually stood up for what you believed in. Yeah, sure, there are others who'd say, you're just a douche, you're a prick. They'd say that. But most of the people who have half a brain are gonna say, all right, I can't push this person around, not that I wanted to. I respect that.
You can still be nice and say no respectfully, especially if it compromises your own ideals, your own morals, and across different situations, across different scenarios, chances are you got to start swinging, you got to start standing up for yourself.
That's true. Especially, I know we've covered most of like the industry and family, relatives.
Relationships,
But,
yeah.
Relationships, oh yeah. But very briefly, let's go over friendships.
Ooh,
Yeah. This takes
spicy. I feel like you have some.
this
Hold on.
takes a bit of a different turn because it's not about standing up for yourself because you're
Beliefs.
because of your beliefs or
Right.
because you're being lowballed or something or you're being walked all over. It's just because there are some friends that become straight up douchebags just because you're kind. I mean, in my youth, which was a long time ago. Yes,
Oh, do tell. do tell.
a long time ago, like in 2019, I did have a certain set of friends that I considered family. These are people that I broke bread with these people. I hung out. I did everything with these people and I considered them family. Truth be told. But I do not know what happened down the line. Maybe the pandemic happened, messed with their brains or
Yeah.
whatever. But suddenly, they just,
Vanished.
they just, well, that came later on. But initially, they just felt the need to become really douchey and really rude online. I have no
really
idea
stuck
why.
up. Really stuck up.
Yeah, I don't know why. This is all coming out of nowhere. Honestly. Like, I don't know if it's just them crying out for attention, if it's just them, needing some moral support, which I could possibly give, but how could I since you're being a douchebag? I do not know. But the thing is, it just confused me. And it's a good thing that they just decided to disappear because I wouldn't know what I could do in that situation. It's just weird.
At least now you know your worth, man.
Thank you. Because you're caught in between a rock and a hard place. When someone that you had so much love and affection towards, so much friendship, suddenly lashes out and attacks you.
They change up on you.
Exactly. For no reason you'd know. They'd know, of course, that's why they're doing it, but how could you know if they won't tell you and just lash out and be rude and be douchebags?
Okay, so let me ask you a question real
Hmm.
quick. Did you ever voice out in any particular way, or
At some point, I could have, but they blocked me.
wow? Okay.
You know what? Okay, you know what's sad about it is rudeness, being a douche online, yada yada yada, then block. So, wow, that's very sad to be honest. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it.
That just sounds like someone saw you as beneath them, and that's a really horrible way
Yeah.
to see things. So if you're that kind of person, maybe it would be maybe it would be nice of you to sort of have some empathy and
Yeah.
feel for the other person.
Actually, I thought the opposite. I thought it was because you're right. I did reflect on it. I figured at some point, yeah, maybe they did see me as beneath them because that's orientation. That's how I met most of these friends.
Right.
They were older than me. They sort of had a mentor mentality, I guess. But I guess they saw that lately I've been killing it. So, yeah, I guess they couldn't take it.
Well, look at you, man. And thank you for sharing that story. And since we're sharing over here just for people to relate more, just a quick one to sort of round things off. No, I was actually walked all over before, had a couple of toxic relationships.
That sounds kinky.
Not like that. Not like
All
that.
right, okay. Just for clarification.
I was the doormat, and
Okay.
I didn't learn until later on. But I used to be that simp. I was a
Oh.
simp. I'm a cured simp.
Okay, good. Just be sure because there are no simps allowed on Chances Are, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
And I'll say it. I would just say yes to practically everything,
Okay.
and it wasn't good for my mental health. It wasn't good for my other relationships. It wasn't good for, my own well-being. So much to the point where after I got out of that and after we broke things off and learned how to stand up for myself more, got in touch with people I've had long-standing relationships with, friends and everything. They were just like, hey man, you know what? We're glad to have you back. Man, how could we even begin to tell you? Nobody liked her in the first place.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
My closest friends and best friends they'd say the same thing exactly.
Sometimes
Why did you do that thing?
exactly. And sometimes it's unavoidable.
Yeah.
You just take it as a learning experience, keep moving forward, and we can't stress this enough. Start speaking up for yourself. Start valuing yourself the way you should be. Because if you don't do that, nobody else is going to do so, right?
And hey, if all else fails, start swinging.
That's true. Hey, check it out. We've got a whole bunch of other episodes tackling really spicy topics, and we'd actually love for you guys to interact with us online.
Please do.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at Chances Are Pod. We've also got the links in all those bios to the Spotify account, which is the Republicast Spotify account, and you will see all our previous episodes there, as well as any really hot episodes we've got on the way. Preview, hey!
Yeah, and we've mostly just posted memes. I know.
Memes are the new
I know.
polls and whatnot.
Yes, so if you have any other suggestions, if you want to see a video of Zach doing something compromising, hey, just message us and
Goodness.
we'll see what we can do about that. We'll run it through the higher ups and see if we could do that.
Hopefully nothing too kinky, please, but hey, we're both open books over here,
Yeah,
and we would be happy if you guys get in touch with us. You know what? We'll see you online.